Okay, so I have to. There's like a few things I want to talk about, and I don't know how I will link them all. We'll just see how this goes. But so last night there was some weird shit as usual. I Yesterday I was outside a lot and still was doing pretty good, but then I started seeing, oh, she is pretty. She's getting up, she's walking, she's limping around and stuff, but she is, kind of whining more yesterday and then the day before. So I was like, because I thought, oh, good, she's on the mend, but she's still struggling for sure. Which I emailed that lady again. It's like, come on, lady. I sent you the postage. I sent you the things. You were the one who offered. You were the one who brought it up. Why can't you just send them back? Send me my crystals. It's like, oh my gosh, so frustrating. I want so badly to just, uh, anyways, I was going to talk about that in a minute. But so, I when I came in, it was weird because as soon as I was having this like great day, everything was just, it felt so good. I was like, oh my God, maybe everything has already changed. I feel so great. And then it started to become like evening, and I started getting this really weird feeling like, why am I dreading evening? Why am I dreading the night? Is it because, I'm fearful she's going to keep me up all night? Like, what does each night bring? Like, I wasn't really sure, but I kept thinking, okay, well, it's got to be just like, I'm just tired of getting woke up so much. And so I just kind of wrote it off or whatever. But I couldn't kick it. I couldn't make it stop feeling that feeling. So then I went to bed, and she was struggling when she very first went in. I gave her a bunch of medicine, and then she went to sleep. And she didn't sleep good. She was up all night, kept getting up and walking around, but she wasn't just laying there crying, and she wasn't scooting and all of that stuff. She was just getting up and moving. And that's what I used to always tell her too. I would tell her all the time, when you get uncomfortable, you got to move. That's what you got to do. You got old lady hips. That's what happens. You just got to switch sides, switch sides. I'm always telling her that. So, she was getting up and she was moving around and stuff. And I would wake me up, but it was like for a second I'd wake up. And then I was in these really, really deep, like, it wasn't like dreams though. It really felt like I was at these other places. And so in one of them, I was at my birthday party. And it was super fun. We're having this great party. And then she started moving, so I kind of started becoming more aware, or more like not awake, but started like pulling myself into the room. And then I was like, weird, I can't believe my birthday is already over. And I was like, wait a minute, it's not this is July 1st, because my birthday is on the 18th. So I was like, how could my birthday already be over? Wait a minute, what's going on? So I had to start kind of trying to process it. I was like, okay, this is weird. So my birthday didn't even happen, but I just went to the park. Like, what the hell is going on? Did I already go and have it? Now they've jumped me back in time? Like, what is going on? Like, this is so strange. And then so the night kept going like that and like that. And then I think at probably, I guess around 4 or something, I woke up and I was just sopping wet. My whole sheets, my bed, everything sopping wet. My hair, oh my God, it was so wet, and everything was so sticky and wet. And it was like, oh my God, what the hell? Usually if I start sweating at night, I wake up, I'll like feel it, and I'll wake up and I'll take the blankets off. But I didn't feel anything. I just laid there just sweating so much. It was like sweating profusely. Like I was it was like laying in a little tub of sweat. I was like, this is so strange. Like, what in the hell is going on? And I don't know what's going on. I mean, it could be completely normal. Maybe I just was so tired, I just didn't wake up. I don't know. I just keep noticing just this just weird stuff all the fucking time. And so one of the things, like, because she's been struggling. The other night when she had me up all night, I emailed that lady again with who has the crystals. And I was like, I'm really losing hope here. I don't understand, how hard is it to just goddamn put them in a fucking envelope and send them? Like, oh my God, what the hell? it's so bizarre because she's the one who offered. And then, and I thought I would have them when I very first got back from my trip. I thought they'd be here. Now it's like weeks later. And then it's very frustrating. And I constantly am like to my guides, like, I don't get, like, what is this? Like, why am I not getting these? Why does this keep happening about Stella and her illness? Today I was getting the message, that this is a transformation for her because she's really understanding so much more about pain and suffering. And that is helping her consciousness have like empathy and compassion, because I know she was a predator before. Sometimes when she opens her mouth, because she always wants to play her play, it's like she wants to grab your arm. She doesn't bite it down or anything, but she's like she wants to just hug you, and she can't get her hands to, so she'll just grab her mouth and just hold you. And she just gets real excited. Like in the morning, she just starts with her mouth, and sometimes her mouth will be coming. I'll be like, that is the mouth of a predator. So anyways, I think that my hair, God, it is. Last night I was looking again, which I saw another girl talk about. So many people are losing their hair, and they're blaming it. The government's blaming it on the Dovic, but bullshit. It's fucking towers and the chemicals mixed in together. But anyways, I was seeing like this seems like it just keeps. So this part of my hair just drives me crazy. Both of them, both sides. It's like, what the hell? God, I'm sick of this. Stupid shit like that. Like, damn, leave my goddamn hair alone, motherfuckers. So, I saw a girl yesterday, though, and she was talking about her hair, and it had gone way back. And so she was showing all her new growth, and hers was about like this long. And she said she'd been doing shiitake mushrooms, and shiitake mushrooms are really good and will help your hair grow back. So anybody else who's having these problems, I've been doing the biotin and rubbing those oils, essential oils and stuff on here, but I don't know. I'm going to try the shiitake mushrooms too. Like, I know the med beds will change it all. So yesterday, Amy, thanks for sending me that link. So I went in and I was watching that. I watched that interview. And so the medbed interview, and so she was talking, giving more details and stuff. And they want to open them all over the place, which I even went in a message and said, I'll open one, but to buy those things are super expensive. So if you want to open them all over the place, put them up there. You can have the money. I don't give a shit about the money people coming in to get them. I just want to be up there using them. I don't give a fuck about the money. Keep the money. Just put the screens here in Washington State. Like, come on. So I messaged on the comments on that John Shirkus thing, because he's started this whole big thing about the med beds and how to find them, and they're trying to put them everywhere across the whole world, every nation, to get these. So they're trying to really spread them, but it's and there's lots of people who want to open them and do it, but they've got to build them all too. So it's gonna, but I know that there's other med beds too. Like there's the military grade ones too. So there's going to be a lot. I think there's going to be so many healing centers, so much about healing and vibration. And like she said, even after you do it, you have to stay with the clean living. You have to detox and stuff like that, because it's the fucking chemicals. That's what's killing us, chemicals and toxins. And she was saying the same shit I was saying. I don't know this lady. So, and she's she's got a lot of degrees, if that's important to you. So anyways, she was saying that they've had good results with dogs too. And the dogs even do better because they don't question it. Like, I guess humans will question things more, like, well, how would this work? And that will block your own healing, but a dog would just go in there and lay and relax and heal. So I've put it out there and put it out there and put it out there to my guides, like, when you're manifesting or you're setting your intention, that's what I want. I want to freaking get to, if the closest one is Newport, California, then so be it. Just bring me the resources to get my ass on the road. And that is where I'm like, come on, guys, like, what the hell? Like, but you can't see like what's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe next week there's going to be one that's going to open here. I don't know. So I got to just keep trusting, even though it's very frustrating. And that is part of the whole thing, you know, even when things are frustrating, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it seems like it's taking too long, you have to just keep trusting and knowing that it's going to be the thing that you want or the thing that lives in your heart, because it wouldn't be inside of you if it wasn't a part of it. If you get what I'm saying, like, I just know that there's certain things like that you can know and you can understand, but sometimes they just don't make any sense. And it has so much to do with us trusting our own self, trusting our own instinct. And even if the physical isn't presenting what we assume it should be right this minute, doesn't mean it won't, if you get what I'm saying. So there's just so much about trust and faith and holding on, you know, hold on to your beliefs, hold on to your inner knowing, even when nothing is making sense. So there's a bunch of stuff that I wanted to say. Let me see if I can get it organized. I really should just probably write it down every time, you know, and organize my thoughts before I even start. Maybe it would help me stay on track. But to me, it is, you know, it's kind of like little missiles firing off in there, like, oh, this and that, and show me this and show me that. And sometimes they show me things that are just like, they show me so much stuff that there's no way I could even explain everything that they show me. But I mean, it's just nonstop. And I know they've got to be showing other people. But I saw yesterday, this one girl, and I see her all the time, and she seems really sweet. She's losing accounts all the time. But she was saying that, she said something weird's going on. She said, this eye right here, I can see stuff that's not in front of me. I can see stuff with this eye. And she was going on, and she was freaking out, and she kept on, and she said there's her interpretation was there was demons around, and they were trying to interfere and stuff, which could be, you know, a lot of that dark energy around trying to interfere. You know, and it would be based probably with a vibration or something. It could also be, you know, that is imprinted in her mind of understanding. And it could be, you know, her grandpa trying to come through and talk to her, you know. But she would know by her own instincts. Like, I'm not saying about her. I'm just saying about when if stuff, because this is happening to lots of people, like so many people are sharing just weird shit just keeps happening. I've seen this video, and it was one of the marches that are going on right now. It was huge, so it had to be a big city. It was tons, a huge crowd, and it seems like it was maybe somebody up in a high rise or something getting footage from above, or, you know, at least a few stories up, because the people look smaller. But the weird thing is there was this black, dark energy that looked kind of like in Ghostbusters or something. And it looked like it would probably be the size of a person, but it was flying all over these people really low. And it was going and going kind of like a snake and stuff. It was creepy. It was super creepy. And I don't know if somebody just did that and made that footage. I mean, we've got so much people who do those kinds of things and then try and market it as real. So, but it looked legit. And the person who was sharing it was like, what the hell is that? And it was creepy as shit. And I saw a video last night where somebody said at 3 o'clock in the morning, lights started coming into their house. They were showing us like, there's no lights on, but there's light. Like, what is going on? And it started at 3. Like, there's just weird stuff that is just going to keep on happening, because this is a supernatural world. And we've all been told that it is, you know, this flesh and bone, solid world. And it's not, you know, we're just projections. But beyond any kind of sophistication that we can imagine, because they're trying to sell us on like holograms and stuff. But like, we're a projection that can feel. Like the holograms they're using are pictures. And it's really funny too, is because they've come out and said that they are the gods. They are the creators because they can create the natural and the unnatural. It's like, dude, you're not creating the natural. You're creating chemicals and they're so, is it their ego or is it just manipulation? Like some of the shit they say is so fucking weird. It, I don't know. And they have all these people out here marching on the streets. They're all anti-religion. They think that it's religion stepping on their rights. It's like, no, dude, it's not the religion. The religious people are freaking out thinking that they're about to become the Jews. Like, it's not them. It's like, how do people, and it's all in here. It's this mind trap. It is this way of processing, and they don't look beyond what they already think. Like, if they already think like the religious people are coming after them because it's the religious people that think we shouldn't just be killing babies or something, It's like, I'm not a religious person, and I don't think we should. I've never thought we should. I've never done it. And I've known lots of people who have, and I've never known anybody who felt good about it. So, to me, it doesn't have to do with religion. It has to do with like a connection you have to creation and life and stuff. So, I don't know, but the this group of people, they want to now, they've started a huge, and I see these people posting. This is how I know this stuff. It's the people talking amongst themselves is where you see it. Is they are putting, what is that thing called? When they're a petition to have the big black guy, the justice, Clarence, they want him removed. They're blaming everything on him, and they want him removed, apparently. They've signed a petition. I don't know what more, maybe he's doing more things or whatever, but it's all a show. It's not real. It's just to get people to start paying attention because everybody's been so mind trapped in their own world. But coming out of their own mind trap into this one, it's all this stereotyping and generalizing. Don't stop and think like, yeah, the religious people, they keep on complaining they're losing their rights. So, maybe it's somebody taking all of our rights. Maybe that's what I should pay attention to. And it's the justices or whatever, the SCOTUS people, they are the ones right now who are saying the federal government can't be telling us what to do. And these people are freaking out. It just shows you right there. It is not listening. It's not thinking. It's just reaction. That's comes from pain and suffering. These girls are all wounded people. And this awakening is so that can be brought up. And it 100% is pulling everybody's focus into the present moment, right? I mean, right now, you feel like everybody is paying attention, like anything could happen and we'd all be watching. And I kind of think that's what they're doing. They're trying to get us all to just be paying attention to whatever is to come next. And the letter we're not allowed to talk about. And a lot of you guys might have already seen this because I know you guys go out and watch a bunch of different people. So y'all have probably already seen this. And I just forgot to say it the other day. But the letter we're not allowed to speak about said that we're at the first yard line. Is that how you say it? The first yard line, I think. Football kind of analogy. We're right there. We're about to cross. Like, whatever's about to happen is going to be, I think, big and explosive. I don't know what it is, but seems like something big is coming. Yeah, and I saw it today. I guess I don't know about the whole J6. I haven't been watching this stuff. I mean, I knew it was a sham from the beginning because I was paying attention while it was going on. And it was ridiculous. But this is what I've been seeing since 2020, where the news is saying something different than what's happening in true life. And it was the same thing. The news was saying a bunch of bullshit, just trying to get everybody divided, trying to keep everybody fighting. And so this morning I saw, well, she's starting to cry. I probably have to go help her or something. Oh, I give her a bunch of medicine. I just want these fucking crystals. I'm so irritated. I emailed her again yesterday. I even sent a video of after I watched that interview and the woman said it helps dogs. I was like, I sent a video of Stella walking to that lady. I was like, I really, really need these crystals. If you could just, take a minute and send them, I'd really appreciate it. I've already sent my money. I'm just waiting. So, anyways, what was I saying before that? I thought that that it was over whenever they were doing the trials about that or something, but it must still be going on. Some kind of committees or something talking about it. And so I saw an interview this morning with the T-Man, and he was on the news, and they were asking him about this woman now who says she was in the car with him, and he jumps over the seat, and starts strangling a Secret Service person. And could you see him? I mean, the guy's like, he's a big old guy. Like, how in the hell is he going to jump across a seat like that? Like, I don't think he's very, spry and limber. He's kind of lumbering, It's like, okay, that doesn't even make sense to me. And why would you jump over and start strangling somebody who has weapons, who's there? Like, okay, that sounds like some bullshit right off the bat to me. But apparently there's people who believe it. Like, they hate him so much. I can't even believe how many people still go into comments blaming everything on him. It's like, how programmed are you? Like, oh my God. And how some people just get so satisfied with hate and programming, just like what I said with the religion. Like, they worship somebody who's into murder. Yesterday I had posted that, that video of the that witch movie, and I was showing all these battles, and I was saying, this is what religion is about. Whoever thinks that God wants murder, I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me, how people think that. Like, so I shared it, and I showed the footage, and I kept saying, this is not what God wants. I mean, I don't remember all the stuff I said, but it was basically, just trying to get somebody to think like, yeah, God doesn't want us to kill each other. I mean, he says it right there in the book. Like, but you have these psychopaths who use religion for their cause. And it goes all the way up to the top as usual. It's always these same people. And it starts with the church and the crown. That is the controlling from the beginning. And so, there was one part when they were in a little bar or something. They had girls all over them, and they were drinking. And, so in between battles, they were in some kind of a bar place. What is that called? That, like that Sodom and Gomorrah kind of treachery or whatever, it was showing that. So showing just murder, mayhem, senseless murdering, and then just partying it up and having girls and drinking and stuff like that. So I said, well, that looks real Christian. So apparently that was very triggering to somebody, because they had to come in to correct me, because it's the Catholics. It's the Catholics. That's the problem. It's not the Christians. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God. It's just like, ooh, just flying over my head. Everything flies over my head. It's like, oh my God. Come up. Raise your head above the surface. Start paying attention. Like, everything's just going right over you. And it is, this whole thing is about the trap. They're trapped with their pain and suffering, because you don't stay in that kind of blaming, reactive kind of state of mind unless you are in pain and suffering. yesterday, this really weirded me out too, and this is where I always get these insights, like, and I was laying out with Stella, right? And, and I've got so much compassion and empathy for her. And so, when she's up all night crying, I get up with her, get up and massage her and do everything I can to try and, help her. And I know she has a different life than a lot of dogs. I know there's other people like me, but I know there's a lot of people who just have no connection to anything other than their pain and suffering. So I was laying out there, and the people who are next door to me, they have 3 dogs. They had 4, but one of them, they had to have, but he was really old. He couldn't walk anymore. So she was really old and couldn't walk anymore. I'm pretty sure she was a girl. I can't even remember. But anyways, so they have 3 dogs, and they're pretty little. And then the guy across the street, he has, the people across the street from the ones next to me, he has a really big dog like Stella, only it's really, really old. And I don't know, I don't understand these fucking people who cannot put a goddamn fence up for their animals. Just leave their animal, here, you get a string, that's your life. It's like, what in the hell? Oh my gosh. That to me right there is like, would you want somebody to just put you on a leash and just say, hey, this is your space right here. I gave you this space. You get 6 feet this way, 6 feet that way. It's like, what the fuck, motherfuckers? So it's just such a cut off from having compassion for anything else's existence. So that always put me off anyways. And I don't even know. I mean, I would hope they take their dog in, but there's a lot of people who don't. They just tie their dog to those things and then leave them outside, just like, I just don't understand. Like I've said so many times, I just don't understand how everybody perceives and understands. It's hard to understand where everybody's at. Everybody's at different places and everybody has different understandings. So it just weirds me out. But so I'm laying out there, and I'm in this, space with Stella of being really caring for her, no matter how much she's keeping me up at night, no matter what. I know she's having more pain and suffering than I am, and she needs somebody to be there for her. So, his dog, and across the street from me, they're a young couple that keeps to themselves. She's disabled, and he's one of those National Guards or something a Coast Guard. He's a Coast Guard, so he leaves sometimes. He's National or Coast, I don't remember. But he was telling me something about the water one time. So they're super nice, and they've got cameras everywhere. They watch things, like they're really nice. They're much more like, they're cool neighbors. It's the ones next to them, those people have got some issues. And then the one who's next to me on the other side is the single old musician guy who he always wants to hang out and stuff, but my heart belongs to somebody else. So, anyways, I'm laying out there, and this, the dog, the big dog, like does just a little bark, just a bark. That was it. Wasn't going crazy or anything, just did a little bark. And the man said, "Shut up." But he said it with such hatred. I mean, you could hear, like I could feel the energy that comes out of him. Like, it is trippy. As you awaken, I'm telling you, not only do you just see through people and see the hidden truth, but you feel things like, it's weird. So I could feel his just disdain, like, dude, it just gave me it just gave me a lot of dark imagery in my head, and this has happened before. It's like they someone's growling. They put this awareness into me sometimes about how people treat animals. It's very significant. They wouldn't keep showing me this if it wasn't. And horrible stuff. Horrible sometimes. People do such horrible things. And, just not care, just kick their dog or just not care for it. This is a living soul. Like, this is literally a living soul that you are doing this to. I saw yesterday too, I guess there's a lot of footage going around now where people are also going out and talking to trees, and trees are putting their branches down and touching them. So people are like, what is going on? It's freaking people out, just like, lights coming into their house when there's no lights on, and, weird stuff going on. So, all, seeing things past your eyeball, or to me, is not like seeing things. It is like you look and you can shift what you're looking at. If you're looking inside your eyes or you're looking outside your eyes, it's like a shift of where you're looking. But it doesn't mean that it goes away. So I like, even when I'm looking inside, I can still see past sometimes, it depends on what I'm looking at. But I mean, I've been able to do that for a long time, and I don't know if that's just awakening in some people and it's how they're expressing what's going on. It's just parts of people waking up and understanding their connection to things and understanding this supernatural world that we exist in. I don't know. It's kind of weird to just see how people just get so like freaked out and so scared of everything. And that probably is part of why they always said, well, we can't tell the truth. People can't handle the truth. It's like, the reason they can't handle it is because you made them all fragile. Like, they could fucking handle it if they were, really taught properly. Like, a huge, huge difference. Like, just on the thing, even with kids, I think I may have said this yesterday, probably already. Just with kids, being little kids and thinking that they are in the wrong body. When you explain to them what is going on here, it takes away that whole kind of, that whole sense of, loss keeps coming in my head, but you know what I mean? Like, why, they just purposely misdirect everybody. They're just always misdirecting people. And then people are also carrying so much pain, and the thing that's so crazy is so many people are carrying pain from multiple lives. It isn't just this life. Like, you come into each life to heal different things, or to learn, or to expand, or to play the part for somebody else. It's like there's so much going on about life and existence, and this whole place, like, it's the some guy, I can't remember his name again, but he's the one who's putting this pressure on this FCC. When I hear people talking about him, it seems they are familiar with his name, but I can't remember names, and I can barely remember faces or any of that stuff. So I remember a few faces. I remember fucking Pelosi's face. And that's not the same face. I can remember Hillary's face. That's not the same face. I remember Joe's face. That's not the same face. Well, I don't know if I can remember him. I can remember him now. I don't think, but I had to do a face comparison with pictures. Right now, Hillary's out all over the place, and it's a different person every day. Somebody's been sharing the pictures. It's not even the same person every day. But people don't. You gotta be like, that's kind of weird. I'm gonna go look at pictures. Like, did she lose weight? And it's funny. And I'll have somebody come out and be 200 pounds, and then the next day have her come out and be 100 pounds. Like, that's how extreme, to me, things are looking. And it's just a certain oblivion to what your eyes are seeing, because you're so trapped inside yourself, consumed and spinning out over whatever it is that is got you worked up, and I can't even begin to figure out, like, with all these women, but I would have, if I wouldn't have woke up, I'd have probably been one of them. I'd have probably been right out there marching and like, this is bullshit. Them trying to take our rights like this, because it's the whole thing is you're just pushing up on us. Like, you don't have a right to tell us what to do. I was this morning, I keep being all into this nudity thing, just really thinking about how we're all animals and how we've adjusted so much. We come in and we put on clothes. I feel like a fucking circus dog or something. Put on the dress and dance. It's like, oh my God, I feel weird lately about it. I was laying out, and when I was laying on my stomach, I had undone my swimsuit top. And then to sit up and put it back on. So, you're sitting there trying to struggle and put it all on. And I was like, all of a sudden I go, you know what? I start looking around everywhere. There's no way that anyone can see me unless you're on Google Maps and zoomed in on me. Like, who gives a shit? Like, they're fucking boobs, for God's sakes. Like, everybody's got them. So, everybody's got a belly button. Everybody's got boobs. We've all got a butt. We may have, maybe a couple different parts for everybody else, but, there's some common parts we have. So I was just laying there, and all of a sudden I was like, this is stupid. Why we have to always be having clothes on? It just really got me thinking about it. And thinking about, like, I remember back when I very first heard about nudist colonies and stuff, and I thought, how strange. Why these people want to be naked? Do they just want to all see each other's bodies and stuff? And then you'd see pictures going around of nudist colonies and be like, none of them are hot. It's just like a bunch of old people who want to just go out. And it had a mix, but there was beaches, all sorts of places where people would just go just to be naked. And I kept on thinking it was strange. But now, I don't know, I would say probably 10 years ago or something, I went, it could have been 15, because I know who I was with. I was with that last husband, so it couldn't have been that long ago. Because we've been divorced, I don't know, 7 years or something. Yeah, should be 7 years, because I think we got divorced in 2015. Oh, and I had gone skinny dipping a couple of times, and there was a bunch of people around, and it was fun. It was like freeing. It felt so free, like you weren't even concerned, like who was looking at you, or if anyone was looking at you, or what your body looked like. It just felt like free to just be, down to our core, down to our animal self, because really it is all of this civilization that is taking us and making us, dress up. And I like clothes, don't get me wrong. I like clothes. I like to get dressed up. But there's, I just feel like a circus animal lately. Like it's all just some bullshit. Like, because, when you think about the tribes and stuff and them not having to wear clothes, I mean, I think that is our natural instinct. But then they say, hey, come in here. We want to educate you. We'll give you a piece of paper to prove you're smart now. Like, that paper is, yeah, you can say you have a piece of paper, but that doesn't make you smart. And, and we got this great system. If you go work, we'll give you extra pieces of paper, and you can use these extra pieces of paper to buy stuff from us, because we're going to sell a lot of stuff to you, and we all were playing this game. A lot of us just born into it, but it really is strange, like, because clothes, I think, would have been more for protection or something. Like, when was it that we all of a sudden thought we need to cover our parts? Oh, I'm going to look at their parts or something. Like, I don't know. There's just a lot of weird stuff about a lot of things to me. And, I think about weird shit. So I don't think we're all going to go back to just going around naked or something. But I just feel like it has all been a part of the game. All part of, like, get your little, like, they've trained us, they've dressed us up, they've trained us. And not only that, we run out and we work to get more pieces of paper so we can go buy more clothes. There is, I've been seeing this footage too. There's a cheap clothes place called Sheen. And my daughter's bought clothes from them before. Before we went to Costa Rica for her wedding, she bought a bunch of really, really cute outfits. And they were super cheap. And I was like, oh my gosh, those are so cute. But they're like a style of fashion for just that pop for that moment, you know, and then they just keep, that's the whole thing behind the clothes industry, is to just keep it rolling, keep it rolling. Let's get them some more, get them some more. And they recycle, they recirculate styles, and then they mix them. It's like, so, but they got to keep us buying more stuff. But so a lot of people are getting their stuff, and on their tags in their clothes, it is saying, help me, I'm a slave, I'm being held. Like, they have little kids in there making their stuff being held captive. This whole world is built on people holding their power over people who are less powerful. Like, you know, kill off the adults. Some, you know, go to Honduras, kill off the adults, steal all the kids, sell them, and then, you know, the ones that, who knows how they decide which ones to sell, which ones to sacrifice, which ones to enslave. Like, you know, it's just a crapshoot, maybe. I don't know. There's so many. I saw so much footage about the bus or the truck or something. I've seen two different ones that there was some sort of a bus or a truck, and it got, I don't know if it was pulled over or what happened, but it had a whole bunch of dead people in it that were trying to cross over, but all the people were dead. I've heard these stories before. It's horrible. You know, some of these people just want to escape their own tyranny, and then, but so apparently it costs like $3,000 or $4,000 to cross over from like Honduras or Venezuela or wherever these places are that they're telling us that they're crossing over to come up through Mexico, to come through that way. So they, the people, they don't have that much money, obviously. They are poor. So they use kids as the money. Like, here, you can have this one. Just, do they kidnap them and then they use them, or are they doing it with their own? Like, it's fucking disturbing as fuck. But this is how morally bankrupt our society has become. There was one was a little girl, a little 3-year-old girl, just standing out in the street, and then all of these. It seems like that group, there was a lot of dead people in it too, but that's where I'd heard that story. Is they use these kids as their currency so that they can come. And I mean, just the cutest little thing, but they really are into these little dark-skinned kids. It's something with the melanin. It's something with, there's something special about the blood. And that is, you know, and that's where, you know, like, that's why they're trying to do this whole whitewashing of our society to, I mean, they're going to keep their own supply, but there's something about it, you know. It's all linked together. I don't know everything, and the stuff that I understand, you know, it's based on the information that I have, and any information that comes in can expand your understanding. So, you know, it's hard to say, but there is definitely something. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's some little white kids that they're doing it to, but I think they kind of use those kids for other things, like, because there's something with that that blood that it gives it some special spark. And now they've got this stuff they're trying to sell us on. We can get transfusions as we age, and then it will make us younger and feel better. I've literally seen the commercial, not just once. And it's this thing, and my mom was talking to me about it, and then I was like, that's because it's always this ethical, like, programming. They want to get us to accept, like, oh, I would take, because they said it's a transfusion from little kids' blood, and is just to get us to accept that. Like, oh, I don't want to, I want to be young. I want some blood from a little kid. It's like, what do you think happens to the little kid? You know? So, the, that push on that agenda is all for what they're doing. They want us to accept it. It would never be where we would even be able to do that. Like, I don't know. You have to be so careful how you even say some of this stuff. But it's not like if we said, oh yeah, we all want to do that. It's not like we are going to be getting what they're getting. They want us to accept the idea of it because they want to continue, and they just want us to accept it because it's all going to come to the surface. It's all coming to the surface. So many people have already seen, so many people already know. And I think that is one reason that commercial is out, is because it's the absurdity, it's the awakening. It's to get us to see, to understand. Same thing with all this fucking, I can't even believe how many things I've seen now with articles about us, the movement towards us eating just bugs and worms. I've seen so much about this shit. And I did a post yesterday about, you people who think that they bought this land, all these rich people bought this land because they want to farm it. Like, they are pushing us to eat lab grown food. Like, they're not buying up land so they can grow food and that they can be in the market of farming. Are you joking? Like, do you know these people? Get to know your enemy, It's like, they're doing it because they know. I just feel so certain this landmass thing is going to change. And and they want to own all of the property. That thing where they say you'll own nothing. I mean, they are saying it. That is what they are in the process of completing, their agenda. You will own nothing because they own it all. So, and these developers who develop, they create the sardine can that we're all going to be packed into, and it will still be, you will own nothing. Everything will be owned by them, and we just have to be compliant so that we can have shelter and food. And I'm not. I can see, like, if this is true, like, about, that I've heard this before, that the inner earth people, they're us in the future. That's where we are in the future. Now, I can see, like, because if we really went into that world of being owned like that, I swear to God, I would drill down. I would just go live in the inner earth. I'm not going to live in their system, because I have no desire to be controlled. I want to live sovereign. I want to be free. I want to live and do what I want to do. And, and those people play their part, because it's the same people who, were telling us what we all had to do to keep them safe, and we have to be careful of their feelings and all of those things. And now they're the ones who are freaking out. It's like, listen to yourself. Like, people just don't even listen to themselves. And there's so many people pointing out the hypocrisy of what's going on and what people are saying. And it's like, do you listen to yourself talk? And I don't know, maybe I'm doing it too. Maybe I'm just completely a hypocrite and I'm completely oblivious to it as well. I don't know. It's part of the awakening. It's part of seeing the truth. It's part of putting yourself out there so that you can see your truth. So if I am, it's going to become clear to me, because it is the awakening. And I am paying attention. I am, purposely trying to wake up. I am purposely trying to spread the word. It's with intention, So, I don't feel like I'm oblivious. I feel like I've done my healing. I don't feel like I'm going around wounded. For Jesus Christ's sake, I have so many people say snotty ass things. I mean, I don't give a shit. I was looking at him as like, God, you've got a problem. I feel sorry for you. But this was disturbing. And this is what I've been talking about too. And this guy he commented, it was a pretty old video. It was when I was posting these videos showing Dope Sick, because I keep trying to get people to understand who the beast is, this pharmaceutical corporation that runs the world. Like, wake up. And in Dope Sick, it was I had a lot of powerful points. And there was so many people in my comments and talking about it, so many people who were addicts too, who were like just mind blown, because it was all done on purpose, and they knew how hard it was when it happened. And so anyways, this person comes in and he was posting, he commented, and I was showing something where the sales reps were being informed and they had to make that ethical decision. Am I going to fuck people over for money? And they decided to do it. And this guy, in my comments, he left a couple that that's what he would do. He would totally. And he feels like, it's perfectly fine to do that, to kill people and for money. And so I said something to him, and like he argued back with me. I was like, that's dirty money. Like, my soul, why would you want to be involved with dirty money? Like, and his whole attitude is, well, why should they be the only ones getting rich? Why can't we be rich too? And I wanted to go in and I still may go in and do a further explanation today or something. It's like, dude, this is the awakening. This is so you have your moral compass is coming alive. It's firing up. Your soul is yearning to get out. It is all of these things to get you to question. It's your moral fiber. It is you understanding and not playing these games anymore, not fucking people over anymore for money. And that is what is going to change the world. And when it changes, we will all have everything that we've ever wanted. So it doesn't, it's like it's like play the dark game and go dark to have dirty money, or play it by healing and being healthy and treating people right. And then it will all come in a wave. You know what I'm saying? It is the energy. It's this energetic, I swear to God, my hair is going to drive me crazy. And I used those soap bars again today. I did the vinegar last night when I was taking a bath. Oh, and, I always do those. I was always doing those Epsom soaks. And yesterday, that lady said after the people do the med beds, she always tells them you got to do salt baths, but it's not Epsom. Epsom's got other stuff in it. And so I got some of that Himalayan salt stuff. And I did my bath in that yesterday. Put all that salt in. So I don't know. That would be something to look up, because I always thought the Epsom soaks were really good. But it's not, apparently. And what was I saying? I get so easily distracted. So anyways, I probably have talked long enough anyways. I feel good. I do feel like we are at the yard line thing. I do feel like that there is, the things that I hear people talking about now and realizing, if you can see her back there limping around, it's so sad. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart so much to be so connected to her and see what a real person she is inside, and to know that all these other dogs are too, and some of them are just trapped in homes where nobody cares about them. It's really, really sad. I wonder if I was one of those people before. Probably we all were. We've all been trapped in our own minds. Yeah. So anyways, this weekend, I still think could be really significant. Today's Friday now, I think. I don't know. I really feel weird. Like, I don't know. Maybe it is Saturday. Maybe it is past my birthday. I don't know. I feel like so disconnected from all of that stuff. And plus, they could turn that shit on way before we would ever know. If they were the ones doing the Mandela effect, they keep, doesn't seem like that was just one, well, we'll just turn this on one time. It seems like they do it all the time because there's always new ones. There's always new things. It's always switching realities and things switching around. It's like, I don't know. This is just weird. I'll just be so glad when we finally get to the other part. Oh my gosh. I will be so glad. And I was really excited last night too. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday and the day before. I don't know. I know that I have been just so like bawling my head off every little thing. Like I watch a commercial, anything. My emotions are just like, oh, right there. I'll just start crying and crying. And yesterday, and this morning on TikTok, I have seen so many people doing videos of themselves crying, like, what is going on? So I think that is something with the energy too. But so one of the things I saw yesterday too was somebody who's always been, outspoken for the progressive, more for towards the liberal. And they were now saying, you guys, you got to go in and look at this stuff. Don't listen to the news. Stop listening to the news. They're creating division. They're doing all this. And I thought, oh, cool. Because that, that can really wake some people up. This person has some, what is that word? Clout. This person has some clout with these people. And, it can really wake up a lot of people. And then you go in and you start reading the comments, and it's like, they're being attacked, like, oh, you stupid ass. And it's like, oh my God, these people. But that happened to Russell Brand too. As soon as he started pointing out stuff that was like, hey, wait a minute, then he started getting attacked too. It's like, because he was always one of those that was all about liberal and stuff. I was one of those too. I was all about liberal. It always seemed that it was the religion that was holding us back, and that we had to push forward through progress so that we could all be independent. And but it was all misleading us. It was always this trap of the upside down, where good is bad and bad is good, and it's always been confusing. So it's really exciting, especially for this person just to put themselves out there like that and to risk the hate that's going to come back on them, because that's how we move forward. We have to, just let the people who are putting out hate, just let it roll off our backs. Let it roll off our backs, because it's like they don't know what they are saying. They don't even understand what's going on. And it's really kind of sad. I mean, when people are kind of like that, I really feel kind of bad for the people. Like some of the stuff people have come in and said to me, I'm always just like, oh my, I just feel really bad for you. Like, you have to pay attention. You have to start looking into things. Like, come on, people, wake up. You got to get out of this mind trap. You've got to start reprogramming yourself. You've got to start seeing the lies around us, and the whole fucking thing, the whole motherfucking thing is to keep us from awakening. They don't want us to awaken. They don't want us to ascend. They want to keep this world trapped, and they can't do it, but they are interfering with so many people. It's a process. But, it all is going to go full circle. Like, they can't truly interfere, because the hand of God, the universal movement of energy that is taking us to the new age, will promote the awakening, and I think that's why so much stuff just keeps coming. I feel like that is that hand of God coming in to direct us to see the truth, because our reality is trying to keep us trapped. They're doing everything they can to keep people trapped, keep you fighting so that you don't heal, because you have to heal. You cannot ascend if you don't heal. You don't go from standing there screaming you want to purge and murder somebody, and then all of a sudden you're in the new age and you got $1 million and you're feeling good. No, it's not how it works. You have to, you don't get to have the weapon. I keep hearing weapon, but it is, because this is something that I always was shown when I was little. You know, people would always be like, yeah, well, if there was aliens, why aren't they here? Because I was always telling people, aliens are real. What are you talking about? There's no aliens. And I really thought people were, oh, I couldn't believe it. I've gotten in so many arguments too with my brother, like, what the hell? Aliens aren't real. Like Stephen Hawking said, I'm gonna fuck without, yeah, fuck. Anyways, this aliens, what was I gonna say? But the aliens aren't real. That I was about to say something. Maybe it wasn't that important. The aliens, where people were saying the aliens aren't real, and I can't remember. I can't remember what I said. I'll go and I'll listen to the playback thing, and then I'll be like, oh, that's what I was saying. There's so many things where I will listen and I'll be like, oh, I forgot to finish what I was talking about. I was going to say blah, 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 blah. And then I always feel like, okay, well, they just didn't want me to say that or something. Oh, yeah, okay. So what they were always telling me when I was little is like they would not come until we were smart enough or till we were to that point of accepting them. We can't have something that we don't know how to take care of. Like we can't have you wouldn't hand a gun to a 3-year-old. You know what I'm saying? It's like that is our development level on this planet, is very adolescent, and you have to develop into higher minded to be able to understand your own power. So you can't give power to somebody who doesn't understand what to do with it, because they would be using it for evil or wrong or more problems, creating more problems. So we have to get to this healed point. That's the only way that we get to be into the new age, because it is going to be about abundancy. You have to be able to accept other people. You have to be able to live in a loving state of mind. It's going to be about unity and freedom. It's not going to be anything about this. And these people that just stay in this mind trap, you can see, you don't get to just jump from mind trap into Age of Aquarius. You have to do the work. You have to do the process to get to that point. And that's why they're trying to do all of this chaos, so that you don't do your healing. You focus on all of the trauma, all the drama, everything that's scaring you. But you have to see it, because you have to have awareness. But then you have to have your spiritual side that tells you everything's going to be fine. You're here for this. Don't worry. Nothing's going to happen that wasn't supposed to happen. You know, it's all part of that. And so it's all connected in the process of awakening. So you don't live in fear. Like, I'm not fearful. I'm irritated. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it dragging on and on and on, you know. And I understand that every day that something happens, as I'm learning and growing from it, you know, and I can own it. I can own being frustrated. I can own wanting this to hurry up and be over with, you know. But I completely understand. There's a lot of people who are not at my level yet, and they all get the opportunity to try and get there, but they have to wake themselves up. They have to get out of their own trap. And as long as they keep staying trapped and not doing their healing, it just all works together like that. You know? Hopefully that makes sense, what I'm saying, because it completely makes sense to me. I could try and explain it more if it doesn't make sense. Sometimes I just don't know if the stuff I'm saying makes sense. But it is every single thing. Like every single person should be paying attention to what's going on in the world, have compassion and empathy for what's happening to other people, to own their own feelings, don't give away their power. Like, someone else can hurt my feelings. A stranger doesn't think I'm pretty enough, so, who gives a fuck what somebody else thinks of you? It doesn't matter. You don't have to hand your feelings over to them. They don't have a significance to you. If you let somebody else tell you how you feel, that is you giving over your power. So it's empowerment to pull your feelings into yourself. And so in that part of that process, pulling your feelings into yourself, owning your own feelings, not being thin-skinned, and because that it all comes from a vulnerable space of abandonment, rejection, all the things that get brought up in this life, in this three-dimensional world, that we need to process, because it's all the obstacles that gets us to grow, to become more and better. Nobody would grow if nothing ever happened, if everything just was all fine and dandy, like everything. And that's why we have to have this huge growth before we go into the time where we get to, it's like the reward for all the growth, all of the things, all of the stuff that we've gone through and all of the work we've put into it. Then it's like a reward. We get this time of space where we get to just enjoy, and it's really exciting. And there's just so many people who don't even know that's coming. I can't even tell you. And in the religious people who are just all so satisfied with Jesus is coming, this is all ending, it's the end of the world, I'll be up in heaven. It's like, you really, for the rest of your life, the rest of eternity, you want to just sit there and worship this guy? And you think this guy should have went and did all his work, and then he should just zoom down and save you so you don't have to do yours? It's like, where's the logic in that? So anyways, it's just important, like, to recognize what's happening, to go inside, and then everything that keeps happening that triggers you, to go deeper into it. And anything that you see or hear, to just not take somebody else's interpretation as truth. If it gives you a little, like, spark, then follow the spark. Follow the information and create your own. Go in and look at it for yourself. Don't depend on other people's information, because that's one of the problems that we have with so many of these people, that they just believe whatever. I mean, and it seems like all of the information is still coming from the news or Facebook. It's always this misleading, but it's like they got 10 people with the information and it just keeps coming from them, and all of these people believe it. I mean, how do this many people still think that the Trump's the enemy? Like, it is weird. I mean, you really, really cannot see what's going on in the world. You really, really cannot see who is destroying the world. You really don't understand about war. You really don't understand about government. You don't understand about control. Like, how can you not see what happened to him and what is going on currently with him? I mean, he should be the one in charge. Like, it's mental. And these people are like, yeah, But again, what I feel like I keep saying is, I don't think this is going to be over for a while. I do think this is like Allison Coe last year when she said that, and she was saying it was last September through October, but I think it's starting now, she said there was going to be so much anger, there was just going to be so much fighting in the streets and anger. And, Psychic LJ said that, like, in 2020, she thought it was going to be 2020. And she kept telling people, stay home, stay home, stay home. And I haven't seen her for a while, or Allison Coe or anything. But, to me, it is happening now. And it is that the people are going to street, which, to me is the first yard line. It is, because that is the big, and then we'll go into the healing. But this big isn't just the people on the street. Like, this is going to be explosive. Whatever's going to happen is going to be explosive. It's going to be something. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something. Something's going to happen. And it's coming. And I think it's coming close. But it will be when things will change. And quite clearly, not everybody's going to be on the level that is going to be, like, there's a lot of levels. And I'm not sure which levels are going forward, which are transitioning. I don't know how this is all going to go down. There's going to be a lot of transition that's going to be happening. And, I still think it could be this week. I mean, it could start today. I mean, it could start at any moment. Anything could happen, our power could go out. We're all cut off from each other. But just remember, we're all connected energetically. They can't stop that, and I think they probably now see, like, oh man, we shouldn't have started that internet thing. We thought it was going to work for us, but really it worked against us, because that's the hand of God. But we're all connected, and there's way too many of us awake, way too many of us paying attention, and you can't stop that. And it's weird too, because I know that 100%. And it's weird because I'm in this place where I'm surrounded, right? The woman across the street, before I got off next door, the one not directly across, the one with the dog, with the husband who just, there's other weird things, like, from that situation. Like, I kind of think that guy is just, it was when I heard him say that. Yeah, that's when I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many men living in pain and suffering, holding in all of this anger and resentment, and don't know how to process it. I even did this little snappy, like, after I heard him talk to his dog like that, I was like, hey, all you men out there, why don't you take advantage of all these hormones in your food and really get in touch with your emotions? Start processing your pain, because that's what's going to make a world a better place. But a lot of men, they haven't been allowed that. That's not manly to think about emotions, or, so there's a lot. And that's what I heard in his tone, was just that anger and resentment of life. And, and watching that Boy Scout thing and seeing how many men were sexually abused, to just hold it in. Don't even talk about it. That just, there's just a lot of pain and suffering in this world, because this world, we've been living in hell. And this is ascending out of hell and ascending into the future. And it is us. We are designing the future. It's our power, our energy. We are the creators. And these people who are trapped in pain aren't creating anything. They're creating more pain for themselves, because they're trapped in the programming. So anyways, there's people holding themselves back. And the only way to move forward is do your healing, to actually elevate, actually connect, and follow the path, So anyways, I really feel like I'm just, hopefully I said something that had some sort of value to somebody. So anyways, well, I guess we'll just see how this weekend goes. I'm hopeful for big change. I'm hopeful for something to happen, and get things moving. But still, no matter what, and it could be still months of, because that's what both of those people, Allison and that LJ, had said. It was going to be months of people in the streets burning things down, going crazy. And man, it's I think it's a mess, like, already, with the cities and how many people are homeless and stuff. And I just think everything's a mess, and the storms, and I don't know. Anyways, I will quit talking. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.